Hey everybody, this is Tracy here for another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap the Queen's Court docket number 011618, I think. No, 011518 because they did it on the 15th. So the show opened up with them giving a sponsor, because now they're doing the little sponsorships, and maybe I need to contact the Queen's Court and see if I can get them to promote my YouTube channel so I can get my subscribers up before I get demonetized. I just loaded a video telling you guys about how YouTube has made the decision to end their partnership with all the small YouTube channels. So unless you have 4,000 views, 4,000 hours worth of views and 1,000 subscribers, effective February 20th, YouTube will be cutting us off. Like, we can still have our channel, but we can't make money on the channel. We can't utilize any of the YouTube products or I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but basically the tools. So there are certain tools that YouTube give their subscribers to help build their channel. And as of February 20th, we will lose access to all of those tools, as well as we can't get monetized. So if you're not a subscriber to A View from Tracy's Point, I am asking you, if you're watching this video, to please subscribe and help me. I need like 585 more subscribers by February 20th to keep my channel monetized. So, but you can check out that video, and I put the link, I'm going to put the link below so you can watch that full video. So the Queen's Court is doing advertisements, and I think they did 3 in total, but the first advertiser was called occultgems.com. That's OCCULTGEMS.com, and they provide spiritual readings, and I guess they do like the stones and everything. So these fools have a bag full of chicken bones. So they were paying homage to Real Housewives of Atlanta, because y'all know Nene took them to the medium, and the medium didn't realize that there were some evil spirits up in the place, and she ended up getting run out of her own party. So occultgems.com, if you want to get some chicken bones that you can read what's going on with the people around you. So they obviously was listening to A View from Tracy's Point last week, because they cut the video. Or cut the show time. Remember, I was saying that the show lasts too long. It was like 1 hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. So they've cut the show to, I think they said they were going to try and keep it at 1 hour and a half, but the show was actually only 1 hour and 15 minutes. And they limited the number of people that they have on the docket. I think they're going to try and keep it to around 10 people. And they, everybody was going off giving their opinions about the new set that they had. So they did make some changes to the set. Instead of 2 flags, they only have 1 flag. And then they moved the camera in much closer, so people can, get that closeness that we were feeling before, and we can check out all the crazy expressions that they're making, and the cameras are zooming in and out. So I love a business that can take criticism, constructive criticism, and then take what's good and throw out what's bad, but show that they're listening to their audience, and trying to make adjustments to make things better and to make the experience better. So kudos to the Queen's Court for doing that. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first on the docket was rapper Drake, and he was being charged with failure to pull out and trying to send an unborn fetus to the chop shop. So evidently it is on the blogs and on the radar that Drake got a porn star pregnant and tried to get her to have an abortion, but I don't think the girl had the abortion. So Maddie said that she would have had the baby. Like, no guy is going to tell her, to abort her baby. And if you guys follow Tommy Sotomayor, and I know as a black woman I shouldn't be watching Tommy Sotomayor, but I do watch his show from time to time because sometimes he be having some good point of views. But one of his things is, I guess he has 2 or 3 kids out of wedlock, and people always riding him. And he feels that women, and I feel also that women have the ultimate control over bringing life into the world. And I actually posted about this on Facebook that, women get pregnant and they have a baby, and then the man, then they get angry at the men for not wanting to support the baby and not be a part of the baby's life. So Drake, understanding that he didn't want to have a baby from the stripper, should have used every precaution unto him to prevent this pregnancy from happening. Like, number 1, using a condom. Number 2, pulling out before you ejaculated into the condom. And number 3, not having sex at all. Like, why are you having sex with people that you don't want to be connected to for the next 18 years? I don't understand that. But they say the woman was on social media showing off her baby bump and the ultrasound picture. And so they say Drake was following her, but after she did all that, he unfollowed her. But that doesn't make her unpregnant. And it doesn't mean that you won't be in a real court real soon, Drake, dealing with paternity and possibly child support. So then they went on to say that Drake is dating Nicole Murphy, who recently turned 50 years old, and Drake is like 31. So they say that the Cougar Coochie got him wearing suits because he announced that he's no longer going to be wearing like the hip hop gear. He's going to be wearing suits for the rest of the year. So I guess Nicole is helping him mature a bit. And then they also said that Nicole Murphy was also dating Odell Beckham, who's like in his 20s. I'm just like, there ain't nothing that no boy 20 or 30 years old could do for me. Like, I'm not even for a good night. Like, I am not fooling with no child that is, I'm 53 years old and my children are 24, 31, and 33. That is not happening. I ain't trying to be messing with nobody younger than my doggone kids. So Nicole, and for those of you all who don't know who Nicole Murphy is, she is the ex-wife of comedian Eddie Murphy, and she also appeared on the television show Ex-Wives of Hollywood Exes or something. I liked the little show. It had R. Kelly's ex-wife Adrian and Andrea and Prince's ex-wife Matai, Jose Canseco's ex-wife. I liked the show, but it only lasted like 2 seasons. So I guess y'all didn't like the show. So next on the docket was clothing store H&M, and they were charged with sending subliminal racist messages. And they were also had on the docket the mother of the little boy, and she was on the docket for failure to know her history. So if you guys haven't been watching the news, about a week ago, an ad appeared on H&M's website, and they were showcasing these hoodies for little kids. And there was a little black boy, a little Nigerian. He was either Nigerian or Kenyan, but from one of the West African countries. But he lives in Sweden. So the hoodie that he was wearing was a green hoodie, and it said "coolest monkey in the jungle." And then I think there was like one of a little white boy, but his was more of a, like the smartest tiger or the strongest lion or something like that. So y'all know black folks lost their minds when they saw that hoodie. So, they're calling for boycotts of H&M. Several H&Ms around the country. I know a couple was in South Africa, and not sure where the other H&Ms were, but people went in. They were picketing outside the stores in the malls and stuff, and then they went in the stores, totally trashed and destroyed the H&M stores. And so Maddie and Kaya was saying that, people that live in different countries, that are that don't really, like, not every country is dealing with race issues, and not every country's race issues are on the same level as the USA. So I guess a black woman who lives in Sweden may not see a problem with her son wearing a coolest monkey in the jungle sweatshirt, whereas somebody in the USA, would really be offended by it. And I'm not sure if I was offended by the sweatshirt or not. I know that if I went in the store and saw the sweatshirt, I wouldn't buy the sweatshirt, but I don't know. I was kind of like on the fence with this one. And then people are calling for Nicki Minaj. She has a clothing line. And so now people are upset with Nicki because she won't pull her clothing line out of H&M. And then there was another rapper who I guess was in negotiations, or he was a spokesperson or model or something for H&M. But he ended his relationship with H&M. And then there was a white guy who I can't remember his name either. He also ended his relationship with H&M. But Nicki, I guess, is saying that she waiting to see what the, because, we as black people can forget stuff. So we be done moved on to the next issue. Nicki be done cut her coins. And we on thinking about something else and all up in the H&M next weekend buying a little outfit. And also about H&M, because I shop at H&M. I don't shop that often, but I do like H&M clothing. And so there was a girl on my, a lady on my Facebook page who's like a commentator. Like, she's been on MSNBC and CNN. She's one of the people that they call in on certain issues, and she gives her feedback or whatever. So she had made a post about it, about why companies like H&M do the things that they do. And she was saying that, H&M is cheap, throwaway clothing, and, that they're just insensitive and don't care about black people because people that shop at those type of stores are considered to be poor, and nobody cares about the opinions of the poor people. So my response to her was, I pointed out the fact that not all of H&M clothes are disposable clothes, because I have several really nice outfits that I bought from H&M, and they were not cheap outfits, and I've had them for 2 and 3 years, so they are not disposable clothing. And I always get a lot of compliments when I wear those outfits. And then I also went on to answer her whole question, and I was saying that I don't think that as a whole is being insensitive or not caring about poor people. I think it has more to do with the fact that older people like myself who have common sense, they get pushed out of the way for younger people who supposedly have fresher, more creative ideas. And when you move out those older people, that older experience, you also move out common sense, like people who knew that if you put a little black boy in a sweatshirt that said coolest monkey in the jungle, that people were going to be offended. So now you have these millennials and younger people on your staff who grew up in, subdivisions where a lot of integration is taking place, because kids who live in, black kids who live in areas where they're not as exposed to inner cities and poor people, they don't have the same views on race as somebody who grew up, who lived through segregation and that type of thing. So you're dealing with a totally different mindset and dynamic. And so it's not necessarily that when you have these people on your marketing team or in your creative team who do these stupid things, it's not that they're really being racist. It's just they just don't have a freaking clue. And so I think what these companies need to do is at their top level, they need to bring back, older generations who have common sense and know that this is not a good look. You need to be more diverse in your marketing and creative team so that you can have a black person or a Hispanic person or an Asian person, on your creative team that can say, I don't think this is going to fly too well. So that's my whole view. I don't think that H&M as a corporation is a racist corporation. I just think that they don't have controls in place. They don't have enough diversity maybe on their staff to know when they are about to do something really stupid. So the next on the docket was Seal. So Seal was being charged with slandering a black woman and being an Uncle Tom because he talked against Oprah and Stacey Dash. And so these fools had that doggone phone out. Remember the phone that they gave to Regine back during the Christmas gag segment for her to be able to call her dad? So they had that phone out. So they started playing the music from The Color Purple. Remember when they would go to the scenes in Africa and you'd have like the drum beat and the people doing the little hollering and stuff. So they was playing that, and then Maddie had this, and I'm going to post the picture because she had this little bead instrument that she was out there shaking like this. So they done played like they done called Seal. So Seal put out a video where he was explaining his position on when he said, he posted a meme basically of Oprah and, what's the man, Harry Wine, is it Harry? The Weinstein guy, the one that started all this sexual assault, the Me Too movement and all that foolishness. But it was a picture of him and Oprah, and then a picture of Oprah and Woody Allen or somebody. And so Seal said that basically you can't be part of the movement and part of the problem. So then when he got backlash on it, then he came out with this video and tried to recant what he had tweeted. And so he was saying that he supports Oprah, he supports the movement, and that it just was coincidence that the images, that the meme that he used was Oprah was in the meme, but he wasn't really talking about Oprah. Like, whatever, Seal. So, and then he went off on Stacey Dash and was saying that Stacey Dash just trying to be relevant and to keep his name out her mouth and all this stuff. So as they're playing the video, well, the audio from the video, acting like Seal was actually on the telephone with them. And I'm just cracking up. And Kaya sitting there to me, yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I'm just like, y'all are beyond stupid. Like, really, y'all beyond stupid. So anyway, he ended his conversation with Kaya by saying that Stacey Dash lives in the sunken place. And y'all know that was from the movie Get Out. So that was really funny. And then throughout the show, they had these straws. And so you know how the people in Africa be shooting the darts through the little wooden thing. So they had one of them and was pretending like Seal was shooting darts at the thing. And I was just like, oh my God. And then they said that if Oprah does run for president, that she needs to be the Oprah that played Sophia in The Color Purple and not the Oprah, you know, the intellectual Oprah and the skinny Oprah that's doing like the Weight Watchers commercials and all that. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, and then also with Seal, after he did his little recant video, why did this white lady come out who used to be a neighbor of his? And she says she's an actress, and her name was Tracy Blackfield or Blackbird or something like that. But anyway, Tracy said that Seal sexually assaulted her, that she had loaned him her salad tosser, and that she noticed he was moving out his apartment a couple of years ago. So she went over to the apartment to get her salad tosser. And while she was in the cabinet, looking through the cabinets to get her salad tosser, that he pinned her up and tried to kiss her or some child. I was just like, lady, if you'll go somewhere and sit down. So now Seal got to come back and say that he vehemently denied that and that he's looking for his day in court. And then we found out that the lady called 911 to report a sexual assault, and then the people showed up at her house. Now this was Saturday, and then she told them the story about Seal trying to get her stuff back in 2014 or something like that. I'm like, y'all been leaving crazy women alone. Next on the docket was Wendy, Wendell, Bartholomew, Orenthal, Rufus Clyde, Theodis, Pookie, Williams. So Wendy done got 2 extra names up in there. So she was on the docket for plotting to get her husband, plotting to make her husband's mistress have an abortion. So they say that Wendy's, Wendy's husband, Big Kev, is supposed to be having this long-term affair with this woman that he done bought a house for up the street from their house, and he been vacationing. When they go on vacation, he take the woman on vacation with him and all this craziness. So it came out that in 2013, the lady was pregnant. That's right, 2013, 5 years ago. That's how long this relationship been going on. That she got pregnant and that they made her have an abortion. And so they were saying that, regardless of what's going on between Wendy and her husband, they shouldn't be killing innocent lives to cover up their mess. So, and then they also had Wendy on the docket, because that's why I remember they say every time she's on the docket, they're going to add a new name. So the eldest was added for making the girl have the abortion. And then Pookie was added because somebody sent in a picture of Wendy. And if you watch Wendy's show, at the end of the show, she goes up in the audience and let the people in the audience ask her questions. So it's called Ask Wendy. So somebody sent a picture in of Wendy in what looked like the imprint of a penis sticking through her dress. So I posted the image there for y'all to look at it. So Kaya sentenced her to get a better girdle and some electric tape to take down whatever that was bulging out. And then they also subpoenaed the mistress's medical records for proof that she had an abortion within the last 6 months. But I don't think it was in the last 6 months. I think it was in 2013 that the woman had the abortion. And then they also said that Wendy's son is in Europe in rehab because I guess he done got addicted to drugs. And what else did they say? And that if Wendy did force the lady to have an abortion, that everybody, Wendy, her husband, and the woman are going to be sentenced to prison for murdering the baby. So then we move on to the Khardasians. So they're on the docket for getting money, stealing money, tricking black men out of their money, having babies out of wedlock, having babies from no good Negroes, having surrogates to have babies, selling Goodwill clothes at Gucci prices, pimping your children, stopping people's bags, getting too much plastic surgery, and faking stuff for reality TV. Yeah, that just about sums up the life of the Kardashians. So Maddie said that we got to support black-owned businesses when she was talking about Kanye, and Kanye got a clothing line out. So she was saying that we got to know, despite how we feel about the Kardashians, Kanye business is a black-owned business and we got to support the business. But Kaya said that the only person that she has seen wearing Kanye clothes is Kim. So that means that Kanye somewhere having a nervous breakdown. And by the way, congratulations to Kim and Kanye on the birth of their new baby girl that was born yesterday or the day before yesterday. But Kaya and Maddie want to know what was the nationality of the surrogate, whether she was black or whether she was Armenian, or if they just got a white baby. Like, did they use Kanye's sperm? Was it Kim's egg that they put into this woman? Like, what are the details of this baby that they just produced? And then it was in the news today that somebody offered them $5 million for a picture of the baby, but they declined the offer. And then I found out that in order that you have to subscribe, like I don't know if you have to pay for the subscription or not, but for their website, like you have to be a subscriber to their website. So I'm thinking you probably have to pay to be on the website. Otherwise, what would be the purpose of being a subscriber? Unless it's just to build their email list so they can email people when they selling the Goodwill clothes at Gucci prices. I don't know. And then they went on to Chris, and Kaya said that the only thing that Chris has failed at has been her TV talk show. Other than that, she is a pro at pimping her kids. And they talked about Black China and how Black China, is suing the Kardashians for trying to ruin her career. But basically, Black China, you ruined your own career because there is no Blac Chyna and the Kardashians if you ain't with Rob. So what exactly is it that they supposed to be doing to help you if you done accused their son and brother of beating your behind? You done divorced him. Like what else is there? You done put him on child support. So I don't know exactly what it is that you expect the Kardashians to be doing for you at this point after you done wreaked havoc in their lives. I mean, I know Dream is a part of the Kardashian clan right now, but you kind of messed that up. So unless, I don't know, unless you and Rob get back together, but I don't think right now anybody's interested in you and Rob being back together. So I think that ship has sailed for you, Blac Chyna. Time to move on and find another meal ticket. Oh, and then they was talking about Bruce. They say that Bruce realized how hard it is being a woman. So now he doesn't want to be Caitlyn anymore. He wants to go back to being Bruce. And y'all know Bruce never did have the surgery to cut off his thing down there. So he's still pretty much a man. He just got that boob job. And then, you know, today Amber Rose went and had her boobs taken out. So Bruce, if you want to be a man again, stop wearing that makeup, cut your hair, and get them titties taken out. And because most of us still consider you Bruce. We never looked at you as Caitlyn. So the transition back won't be that hard. But they say that Bruce and Kendall are in hiding in the mountains somewhere because they don't want to be associated with the with Chris and the rest of the clan. And then I also heard that Chloe said she don't want to be a part of the circus anymore either. That she want to have her baby and go on and live a normal life. So we'll see how that works out for Chloe after she had this baby. The verdict was that they were going to keep an eye on the Kardashians because they are a money-making machine, and they're going to call on their investigators to watch the fiasco go down. So that was that. So then we had another sponsor come up. So this sponsor was named Portia Hoover, and Portia Hoover has one of them businesses. If you have Facebook, one of your friends has probably posted about this app where you go on this app and sign up, and then I guess you grant them access to your friends list on Facebook. So, Portia, we can't support you, girl. I ain't giving out your information like I gave the occult gems people the information out, because if I find out one of my Facebook friends done sold my name and handle to somebody, we're going to have an issue. So moving on, next on the agenda is Kevin Gates. So Kevin Gates was on the docket for being remorseless towards women after kicking a woman in her face and impersonating a man. So I have no clue who Kevin Gates is, so I can't really speak on this, but basically they played a video of him talking about the aftermath of the incident. And he said that the woman grabbed his penis, and he felt like he was sexually assaulted, and that the Queen's Court's fans want to know if Kevin Gates is straight or gay. And that was about it. And then, they say that they want to know if he's a gazoo, a gangster, a goon, gangbanger, a leotard, or a devoted Muslim. And Maddie says that he's all of the above. Like, he just confused and lost, and we don't need to answer the question. Like, whatever they say he is, that's what he is. So, Kaya kept saying on the show that don't ever trust a Negro, don't trust a Christian, and don't trust a Muslim with a tattoo. So, I'm going to have to remember that. So, basically, don't trust nobody. Next on the docket, I think this was the 7th person, so they called it Evelyn Fire Crouch Sleep Number 69 Lozada. Y'all know Evelyn from Basketball Wives. So she was charged with having sex before her 6-week checkup and not with the baby daddy. So I didn't know that Carl Crawford, the baseball player, and Evelyn had broke up. But evidently they broke up, and they say that she's now dating French Montana. And so they want French Montana to watch over his bank account because Evelyn screws on the first date to secure her bag. Now, get back to the man she had the baby from, Carl Crawford. So Carl Crawford used to play for the Tampa Bay Rays, which is in St. Petersburg, where I live. And this man was in a relationship with this chick. I think her name is Amy Freeman. And they had like 2 or 3 kids. And as a matter of fact, Amy was pregnant at the same time that Evelyn was pregnant. And this man just totally tossed this woman aside. He was trying to keep her from moving to Los Angeles. He was fighting her with the child support. It just got real down, dirty, and nasty. So how Evelyn thought that this whole situation was going to work in her favor is beyond me. But it'll be interesting to see how much child support Carl has to pay Evelyn, because I believe that Carl got cut by the Dodgers last year, and I don't know if he was ever picked up by another team, because I think he started having injuries and everything. But you know the kind of stuff that happened to you when you do people wrong. So that's what Carl Crawford is going. And then next up was the rapper Nelly. So they charged Nelly with improper propositions and having groupie sex on a dirty tour bus. So y'all know Nelly, the girl was suing, charged Nelly with raping her on the tour bus, but Nelly denied it. So they have dropped the charges against Nelly because they say that the girl refused to testify, but now the girl is going to sue him in civil court. And Nelly says that he is going to fight the charges, but then they played like video footage from TMZ where they have gotten the information from the police investigation. And so basically they had some sweatpants and some underwear. And I couldn't figure out if the underwear belonged to Nelly or if the underwear belonged to the girl that was accusing him of raping her. And her name was Monique Green or Melanie Green. Monique Green was her name. They say she looked like a white woman in the video, but Monique Green sounded like a black woman's name. So I don't know what the girl nationality was. But they say she was not a cute girl and that they can't believe that Nelly was messing with this girl. But when it comes to free cooch, looks don't really matter. Men will stick their penis into anything. And then they said that Nelly had both vaginal and anal sex with this girl, but he didn't use a condom. So Nelly's stupid too. But anyway, the girl was allegedly offended because he offered her $2,500. But then when she didn't want the $2,500 and was exiting the bus, they say that Nelly threw $100 at her. And so Kaya and Maddie started going back and forth. And y'all remember that song that R. Kelly and the guy from the Isley, is it Ron Isley? Yeah, I think Ron Isley, that they did that song together, and it was Mr. Big, and how they be talking like in the opera type voice. So Maddie and Kaya started doing their own rendition of that. But Maddie say that one of her fantasies is to get screwed on a tour bus. All right, girl, you know, whatever. You know, different things turn different people on, okay? That's all I'm going to say. So the next sponsor was $70 bundles, and I think that was the name of the website was $70bundles.com. So when they did the ad for that company, the people in the comments went way left saying, don't buy that product because it is donkey hair, it's made from a shag rug. And so I don't know about the bundle situation, but how much you supposed to be paying for a bundle, and how many bundles do you need to do your hair? Because I'm thinking $70 a bundle. My daughter recently got a weave put in her head, and I think she had like 6 bundles of hair. So did the girl pay like $1,000 for them bundles? If y'all saying 70, because 70 times 6, that's $420 for the hair alone, and then she still had to pay somebody to put the hair in her head. So I'm gonna have to check with her and see if she wasted money like that, because that's ridiculous. But anyway, $70 bundles was one of the sponsors of Monday Night Show. But the people in the comments say don't spend your money on $70 bundles because it's gonna shed and it's not a good quality of hair. So I don't know how these sponsorships is working out for the Queen's Court, because the people in the comments be going way left, dogging the people out that be doing the sponsorships. And then I would be interested in knowing how much it costs to get them to talk about your product, because I got a couple of books coming out that I might need to send to the Queen's Court and have them promote on this show for me. And then they had Jay-Z and Beyonce. So they were charged with misrepresenting the Catholic Church and misleading black folks by lying and saying that you have to have a dysfunctional marriage for financial gain. So they say that the Catholic Church is outraged and say that the video, and I can't even remember the name of the Family Feud, I think is the name of the video, that is disrespecting the church and the covenant of marriage. And they say that they are promoting more black men to cheat and women to accept cheating. And Kaya says that Beyonce and Jay-Z are simply mirroring Tina and Matthew's marriage. So Beyonce is going to stay with Jay-Z until Blue and the twins are grown. And then Kaya pulled out that phone to call Beyonce. But when she called, Blue answered the phone. And Blue said that her mama was out looking for her daddy because she thought that he was out running around with Becky with the good hair and had left her at the house with Solange. And so her and Solange was playing. But when her mama come home, she'll let her mama know to call Kaya. So that case was put on hold until Beyonce called Kaya back. So then docket number 9 was, I think this was 9 or 10, was Ginuwine. So you know Ginuwine was in the news because he was on this show and there was some transgender, I mean, like, this woman was so unattractive. Like, even if she was a real woman, I don't think a man would have been interested in kissing her. But anyway, she tried to get Ginuwine to kiss her, and Ginuwine pulled away. So then, of course, people started saying that he had transphobia. And I love how the gay community just be making up damn names to accuse people of being, because they not down with their lifestyle. But anyway, so they accused Ginuwine of being having transphobia because he wouldn't let this ugly ass woman kiss him. And Maddie said that she's on Ginuwine's side because there's a difference between being transphobic and just having a personal preference. And Kaya said that the trans looked like Paul McCartney. And all the Beatles combined. And if it had been Kevin Gates, that he would have kicked the trans head off. So the trans woman or trans whatever that was got off easy, because had it been Kevin Gates that it tried to kiss, it would have been a situation on the TV show. So last but not least was Kim Zolciak from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she was being charged with disrespecting a room full of black women and a voodoo priestess. And I'll be doing my Real Housewives recap after this one, and we can talk about that whole situation during that video, because Kim was out of control and the women just sat there. And so Kaya was saying that if the woman was a real psychic, she would have seen Lucifer's daughter approaching her establishment when Kim walked up. And they were saying that Andy Cohen was being shady and that he probably paid Kim to talk down to the other women like that, and that there was too many black women in that room to have let Kim get off the way that she did. But like I said, we'll talk about it more on my recap. The show ended with them giving 2 success stories from previous cases. So one was Toya Wright. Remember, she was sentenced. They had issued a search warrant for Toya's baby daddy. So they had a baby shower for Toya, and the baby daddy showed up, but they're saying that his arrest record is longer than Sheree's prison pay. But he also has 5 other children, or this is going to be his 5th baby. So they don't know how much assistance he's going to be able to give to Toya if he already got 4 other kids that he got the support and doesn't seem to have a job or anything. So we'll see where that goes. And then the other success story was Mimi Faust from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So they say that she has found the love of her life again, and that she's dating a woman from the WNBA, but doesn't want to be labeled a lesbian. But she is happy and she loves people, and she doesn't care if they're men or women, just as long as she gets love in return. So guys, that was it for this week's edition of the Queen's Court. Leave your comments below, rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye bye.